Hey, what is up everyone? It is Flynn Patrick once again, and in this video, Basketball Infinite will be releasing our 6th 2018 NBA mock draft. We are super duper excited for this. This will be the second to last mock draft we do before the actual draft on Thursday. Also, before this mock draft starts, we are counting down the top 120 players in the NBA on our YouTube channel, and we now have full-length videos for every single player ranked between 62 and 120. Make sure to check that out. In this edition, we will be doing all 30 picks for the first round. No trades, but we will be having a little fun with it still. So without further ado, let's get started with the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft. The Phoenix Suns select DeAndre Ayton. And here he is, DeAndre Ayton, going to the Phoenix Suns. And as you can see, he is the unanimous number 1 player in the 2018 NBA draft. And for the rest of this mock draft, just real quick, you will see my big board ranking as well as NBADraft.net's, Sports Illustrated, and CBS Sports as well, just so you can have a little visual side-by-side comparison. Anyways, let's keep going with the draft. With the number 2 pick, the Sacramento Kings select Michael Porter Jr. out of Missouri. Okay, so this is an interesting draft because this is the first time in a while where after number 1, nobody really knows what's going to happen right now. I was back and forth between Michael Porter Jr. and Luka Doncic, but I am giving them MPJ. And as you can see, he is very happy to be a Sacramento King. And on the big board, I have him 3rd, NBA Draft Net has him 3rd, CBS Sports has him 3rd, Sports Illustrated has him 7th, but I think that a healthy Michael Porter Jr., and all indications is that he is healthy right now. I think he is a 3 inches taller Tobias Harris and a very dangerous player. And with the 3rd pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Luka Doncic. Oh, come on, Luka. Atlanta's not that bad. No need to cry. Come on. Cheer up a little bit, Luka. Alright, so as you can see on the big board comparison, Sports Illustrated has him 2nd. I have him 5th, NBADraft.net has him 5th, and CBS Sports has him 4th. So he's a consensus top 5 player right now. I think he could really go anywhere between 2 and 5. I have him going to Atlanta in this draft just because I think it would be really interesting to see him take over that point guard spot, especially as a 6'8 player in Atlanta, and I think that he could definitely lead that team. Alright, with the number 4 pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Marvin Bagley III. As a Grizzlies fan, I would love to have the guy, and in the big board comparison, he's a consensus top 4 player right now. I have him number 2, NBADraft.net has him number 2, CBS Sports has him number 3, and Sports Illustrated has him number 4. Honestly, there are a lot of questions about him. I think that his defensive questions are real, but that being said, he is so versatile on offense that I think in the right system, the defense can improve. And with the number 5 pick, the Dallas Mavericks select Mohamed Bamba. 7'10" wingspan, Rudy Gobert with a 3-point shot. Mohamed Bamba, I'm excited for the guy's future, and a lot of people are as well. I have him 4th overall on my big board. CBS Sports has him 2nd overall. Sports Illustrated has him 5th, and NBADraft.net has him 8th. He's definitely a high risk, high reward player, but the high reward is like really, really high, and I think he would be a good fit in Dallas next to Dennis Smith Jr. And with the 6th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Trae Young. Trae Young, very exciting. I think he would be a huge, huge spark to this Orlando Magic franchise. I think that with Trae Young, it might take a couple of years, but I think his potential 5 years down the line is absolutely ridiculous. As you can see, I have him 6th. NBADraft.net has him 6th, Sports Illustrated has him 8th, and CBS Sports has him 10th. So a consensus top 10 player. I think long term, he could be a top 3 player in this draft even. I just think that you might not see it year 1 and 2. With the number 7 pick, the Chicago Bulls select Jaren Jackson Jr. There are a lot of fans who are really high on this guy. I've looked into him a little more. I'm pretty high on the guy as well too. I'd like to see his offense improve. His defense is ridiculous though, and he is 6'11 and only 18 years old and efficient. I have him 8th overall, which is lower than the other 3. As Sports Illustrated has him 3rd, NBA Draft.net has him 4th, and CBS Sports has him 5th. I do have him as a top 10 player though, and I think in the right situation, he could be a serious player long term. And me having him 8th has less to do with a lack of talent and more so I think this draft is just ridiculously deep. With the number 8 pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Collin Sexton. Collin Sexton is a ridiculous scorer and I believe can become a Drew Holiday type player. I think that in this situation for Cleveland, as they do need a long-term point guard, and Collin Sexton is by far the best point guard on the board right now. CBS Sports has him 8th overall. I have him 11th. NBA Draft.net has him 11th. Sports Illustrated has him 13th. But I think Collin Sexton is a serious player, and I think he would bring a lot of excitement to Cleveland, especially if LeBron leaves. And with the number 9 pick, the New York Knicks select Mikal Bridges. The more I look into him, the more he excites me. He has moved up my big board a little bit over time, but I think that he is absolutely a player New York needs, especially with his winning mentality and high basketball IQ. NBA Draft.net has him 7th, CBS Sports has him 9th, and myself and Sports Illustrated have him 10th overall. So, in this version, he is a consensus top 10 player, and he goes to New York at number 9, which I think would be a great fit. And with the 10th pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select Zaire Smith. If you followed my channel, it is absolutely no secret I am higher on this guy than most, but you know what? Looking at the other big boards, he seems to have moved up a little bit over time. Maybe not top 10 like I have him number 7, but he is 13th on NBA Draft.net's big board, 15th on Sports Illustrated, and 16th on CBS Sports. I said in my Zaire Smith video specifically that I thought his draft stock would improve by the time the draft came around, and it seems to be that I was right about that. He might not be a top 10 pick, but I would be shocked honestly if Zaire Smith fell out of the lottery at this point, but you never know in the draft. With the number 11 pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Wendell Carter Jr. I really like this guy. Derek Favors with a long range shot. As you can see on here, CBS Sports and Sports Illustrated both have him 6th. Myself and NBA Draft.net have him 9th. He's a high basketball IQ player with size, and if he fell to Charlotte would be thrilled. With the number 12 pick, the LA Clippers select Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox, pretty much like Jason Tatum without the defensive versatility, but he's young and he has a lot of potential. Sports Illustrated has him 9th, CBS Sports has him 11th, myself and NBA Draft.net have him 12th. I think that he does have a lot of potential down the road, and I think he would be a good fit for the Clippers. And with the number 13th pick, the LA Clippers select Troy Brown Jr. out of Oregon. I'm really high on this guy. I like him. He is a little bit all over on the big boards though. I have him 17th. NBA Draft.net has him 18th. Sports Illustrated has him 21st, and CBS Sports has him 32nd overall. I really like the guy's long-term potential. I think he is very similar to DeJounte Murray, and I think that in this situation with the LA Clippers having 2 first-round picks, they have a chance to take a potential pick here. I like Troy Brown Jr. to the Clippers. And with the number 14 pick, the Denver Nuggets select Chandler Hutchison out of Boise State. This is someone who has moved up my big board, and as you can see, I have him higher than the other 3 big boards for comparison. I have him 13th overall. CBS Sports and Sports Illustrated both have him 22nd, and NBA Draft.net has him 30th. I've looked into this guy a little more. I really liked when I saw him originally, and looking into him a little more, I think he could be a really serious NBA player. And either way, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up going in the late lottery at this point, but I would have him in like the 13 to 20 range right now, just depending on what happens in the draft. Thank you so much for joining us today. I was super excited to do this mock draft. We are just 3 days away from the draft right now. We will be releasing one final mock draft on Thursday before the draft, and it will be the full 2 rounds. So make sure you look out for that. Either way, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Flynn Patrick. We will be back with more content shortly.